Strings definitely play a part in achieving my unique sound. I like to say the bass acts as another lead instrument, so I want my strings to really bring out the brightness and the grit, and I think the D'Addario strings do just that.
Hey everyone, this is Chris Kies. I am joined today by MonoNeon in Exit-In Nashville, Tennessee. MonoNeon, how you doing?
I'm all right.
Congratulations on the new record, Quilted Stereo, just came out last week, July 26th.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Are you, I imagine you're having fun out tour support of the new record?
It's been cool. It's been fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a cool opportunity, I'm sure, for you, because in the previous record cycle, you had mentioned that you wanted to work with Mavis.
Yep.
It happened this record.
Yeah, it happened.
What was that like?
It was very fun.
Put her on a song with you.
It was very fun. We recorded her vocals in Chicago. I went up there to hang with her.
Yeah.
And it was just, it was just a beautiful experience to hear her sing on one of my songs, and to hear me sing with her. It was cool. It was cool.
Yeah, and then of course the other big cameo, George.
George.
What was that like?
It's the same situation. It was very fun, very cool to be with him, and to have to support me and embrace me the way he's been supporting me.
Yeah,
it's been fun. Yeah, it just happening in different ways now. I think I come from that because I've been listening to that stuff since I was a kid. So
yeah,
I'm just doing it in a different way, I guess.
It's really inspiring to hear you play and what you do. And I think what's cool in this new record, if I can talk about it, is kind of you're being a little more vulnerable when it comes to singing and the songwriting. You know, Stereo and Church in Your Heart. Those are kind of deeper songs. You know what I mean?
Yeah. My friend, I wrote those songs with my friend Davey Nathan. So he's one of my best friends. So he really understands my whole quirkiness. Yeah. But making it accessible to everybody to understand. So yeah, I really appreciate Davey for helping me write songs. Yeah.
Why did you and Davey think it was the time to let that side of yourself, MonoNeon, to be expressed and put on record and put out there for the people? Because it's, like I said, to use the word again, it's vulnerability.
I think it's just time for me to just go to another level, whatever that means. I'm just letting the energy take me where it wants me to go. I'm just really intuitive, and I just follow where I want to go, and I just do stuff. Wherever it leads me, I just go.
Well, man, you're doing awesome, and I can't imagine where you're going to take the road next. But we're all in tow, following behind, and supporting you.
I appreciate it.
As I was joking to Jared, if you're MonoNeon, then I'm monochrome.
Okay, that's cool with me. That's cool.
But let's talk about your jazz bass. So this has got to be a cool honor to have a signature jazz bass.
Yeah.
And how did that go about with your collaboration with Fender? Did they reach out to you, or is it something that you wanted to do and you reached out to them? How does that work for an artist?
They reached out to me. The dude from Michael, he works for the artist relations on Fender. He reached out to me on Instagram. It was just a casual situation. It wasn't no like weird, meticulous force type of thing. He just reached out to me and said, we interested in making you a bass, and you have full control over the creative decision. So I'm like, okay, I'm down with that. So yeah.
And I know a lot of your earlier videos, or at least the history I know of, you started obviously getting to learn the instrument with your dad, being a big bass player in Memphis. It was a 4-string. When did you decide to make that jump to the 5-string and that be part of what you wanted to be your signature instrument too?
When I started playing in church, that's when I switched over to the 5-string.
Okay.
Because I wanted, church music has the low B or E flat, however they want to tune. So that's when I started switching over to 5-string. I'm actually right-handed, but I play this way.
That's right. Yeah. So how did that come about? Because it's a cool, fun story. Again, probably it involves your father, right?
Yeah, my dad gave me a guitar when I was 4 years old, and I just flipped it over like this for some reason, and I'm not sure. My dad plays the other way; he plays right-handed.
Yeah.
But I don't know why I flipped it over. It was just like an intuitive thing. It's like I just kept up with it. So,
yeah,
yep.
Because there's a cool video of you and your dad jamming on your signature Jazz 5, and he's pointing this way, and you're doing the other way. And then another video people need to check out is because I feel it. You're very tight with your family. That I think it was an extended video that you did with Fender, or maybe it was on your channel with your mom and grandma.
Yeah, my mom and grandma.
Yeah, where they not only partook and kind of talked about their vision of what you became and seen along the route and always being your biggest fans, but you perform with your grandma.
Yeah.
That's always something you've done too, like other videos obviously on your YouTube channel years before that. It's like, what's that mean to you to be able to perform with your grandma and get her to sing with you creating music?
It means a lot, bro. Like, especially, she's dealing with dementia right now, so I'm really embracing all the time I have with her. And yeah, she's a really big inspiration to me musically and just in life, and my mom too. But my family means a lot to me, especially as I get older. I'm starting to appreciate the time they sacrifice for me to even be here with you on stage and just do my own thing, bro. It's like, it's because of their sacrifices I'm able to do what I'm doing, and just be me out here. So
yeah, it's a beautiful thing. And from whatever I've gathered online and just kind of being a fan, is that they've always supported you, no matter where you wanted to go or take your music or take your vision or take how you wanted to represent yourself. It's always been, all behind you.
Yep.
That's a beautiful thing. Tell me about tunings that you typically play on. I know, is it you?
It's standard.
Okay.
Yeah, just 440. Sometimes I play around when I'm at home experimenting with stuff, but it's usually just standard tuning. Yeah.
And how does the MicroTonal stuff work into your thing? Because I know that's another thing that's worked into your kind of repertoire. How is that something that you use and feel that that's a way to further express your musicianship?
When I'm playing a fretted bass, I usually like bend, where like a quarter tone is or whatever. And but I usually use a fretless or a quarter tone bass at home when I'm experimenting with microtonality, or I play the keyboard and experiment with quarter tones and stuff like that. But it's really just intuitive. I'm not really a scholar when it comes to like a microtonal theory, but it's just, I just want to put myself in it and just experiment. So yeah.
You brought it up real quick. Can you show people how you bend? Because it is something that is so crucial to your kind of signature sound.
It's really just inspired by Albert King and stuff. Or without it. Just blues stuff inspired by Albert King, that's all.
It's a cool way that it's cross-pollinating. The blues that's always kind of rooted in your music and the soul music, but then kind of wherever you want to take it. And it goes to what you're, the way that the instrument's flipped is that the thinner strings are up top, so you can bend the hell out of those suckers, baby. And then to really get the pitch shifting going, people.
The whammy?
Yeah, the whammy. Is that something you've always had on your rig?
I've used it. I started using it when I was playing with Prince because I saw how he was using it and stuff. And I saw his just swag with it, so I just kind of adapted it. But I've always had one when I was playing with David Fuginski and stuff. But when I started playing with Prince, he put the whammy on my pedalboard they built me at Paisley Park, and I just started to embrace it a lot more just being around him. So yeah, my use of the whammy pedal came from David Fuginski and Prince. Yeah.
Those are two names that are, household names that are, you get to play with those. That's special. Yeah. And I didn't want to be the one to bring it up because it's it's brought up in a lot of interviews. But what was your time like with Prince? I know it was short-lived, it was limited, but what was that impact getting to be up there at Paisley Park?
I mean, at the time I really wasn't thinking about it, but like after he passed, I realized how special that moment was. I mean, I started playing with him like 2015 on to when he passed early 2016, and it was just a great experience, bro. And it really put a fire under me to really do what I'm doing now, to be singing my songs, to be a solo artist and being up front and breaking out of my bashfulness. I'm trying my best to, but being around Prince really inspired me to write songs and sing and to really tap into being an artist. I was already kind of doing that, but to be around somebody like that really put a fire under me, and I'm trying to continue to do it.
Yeah, it's one of those. He's one of those few people that he did what he wanted to do on his terms, and that's a beautiful thing. Yep. Because it's not, we don't get to do that a lot of times as people and as artists. So getting to do that and having that inspiration is phenomenal. How did that relationship start with you and Prince?
I think he saw some of my videos on YouTube.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he did, and his manager contacted me through email, and his management told me, Prince wants you to come to Paisley Park. And when I first got there, I was hired to play with Judith Hill, one of his proteges. Then after that, I started playing with Prince's new band. He was starting with Adrian Cutchfield and Donna and Kirk and me. And it was just great, Brand. And it still hurts me that it was so short because he passed on, and I just started playing with him. So, but I'm using that inspiration and that fire and that time with him right now, and I'm just trying to just live in that moment, that all the lessons I learned from him, and just, yeah, that's the inspiration I have. Yeah.
You got to think about this too, not to get too heavy with MonoNeon, but you're doing the same thing to younger people now, whether it's bass player, you know what I mean? Like you're inspiring people too. So it's a thing that we can keep on giving by just, embracing it and then, passing it on.
Yeah.
The reason we only stock D'Addario strings is because D'Addario strings are perfect.
When people come in here, they think that we get them for free or something like that, but we don't. We have no other reason except for dependability and tone.
Well, I know we need to talk a little bit more about your gear.
Okay.
I want to know about why humbuckers. When it came to the Jazz 5, why did you want to go with the humbuckers? Because typically not the normal setup with the Jazz.
Well, definitely because of the tone and the timbre that you get from it, but it's really because of how I play. I really don't like J-style bass. I like the big fat pickups because I really dig in, and my finger doesn't go really underneath the strings too much. Yeah, I just like the tone of it and just the aesthetic. It just looks cool.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. But yeah. I'm not really too deep with specs and stuff. If I like it, I just like it and I just play it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to just ask you, can you play a little bit more? Because people are always asking about like your playing style and everything like that.
I don't even know myself, but I play. I don't know. I have to have music around to really be inspired. It's like I'm just that type of player. But yeah, I don't know. That's how I just play.
Man, and then how did you get the big Ampegs behind us, the SVTs? How did you land there in terms of deciding that's what you wanted to take on tour?
That's what they had for me, so I just plugged in. That's what I have on my rider. I used to have Ampeg or EBS or TC Electronic.
Okay.
But I'm not really a stickler when it comes to gear. As long as it has a good headroom and the cones don't break up, I'm cool.
Okay.
But yeah.
Well, I mean, we already kind of touched on the Whammy. Can you maybe explain how you're using that, or not explain, but show the people how you're using that and how you're kind of manipulating the different
I use the
octaves?
The 1 octave up preset on here. And I use it like all the time. It's always on, and I use it when I'm like doing like licks and stuff so it can cut through. Stuff like that, or whatever. I don't know.
And then what's the silver box next to yours?
It's like a ring bar. I just turn that on anytime I just want to feel weird or something. I don't know.
Yeah, so there's not like, it's for this part of this song. It's just like whenever you're.
No, everything I do is really just in the moment.
Yeah.
I really don't try to plan too much stuff, but yeah. And that's not really the setting I'm gonna use. I just let shit happen. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then the next two boxes to the right,
that's my fart. That's my fart pedal. Yep.
We heard that.
Yep. Okay, that's enough of that. And that's the fuzz. Yep, it's just intuitive, bro. I don't know.
Man, I'm just inspired, but I'm also in awe of like just how you were creating things on the fly, and it's really special to see, and I'm glad that we're able to take this time. Before I let you go, MonoNeon, is what was the impetus of you doing the videos online with? I know that like
the talking stuff.
Yeah, the talking stuff. Was it more of a challenge, or was it more like you actually heard people and you're like, that's the way they speak is musical? Or is it for you as a musician or a creative, was that the challenge? Like, how can I make them musical?
Yeah, it was the challenge. I was inspired by Frank Zappa. I was inspired by Hermeto Pascoal, a Brazilian composer, and a dude named Pablo Delgado. He's a guitar player. He was doing that stuff way before me, and I saw some of his stuff, and I used to add bass to what he was doing, and I said to him, I said, maybe you should try it on your own. Then I started doing it on my own.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I started making songs out of it, and tracks and grooves and stuff, you know, so it was really just a casual thing I just wanted to do. And it helped me with my ear too.
In what way?
Just to be able to hear melodies and everything, you know, it's just like when I hear you talk, I don't hear it immediately, but I have to record it and repeat it so I can hear the melodies in your talking, you know. But,
so there's a chance that this rig rundown, if you spend time with it, you'll create a song based on my really horrible voice.
If I repeat it and yeah, I can find a melody in it if I wanted to.
That's terrifying, because that also is quite the challenge. I'm going to say it. That'd be quite the challenge for you. Mm-hmm. Lastly, I know again, people would want to know if this is the first time checking you out, is kind of your aesthetic. Where'd you pull that from? You know, obviously with the quilt, but also just kind of the whole abstractness of trying to express yourself. You know what I mean? I know that it roots from Dadaism.
Yep.
But can you explain what that means to you and why that was so appealing to people that might not know you?
I guess my whole style came from just being around my grandma at an early age. I used to carry a security blanket around with me, so I always loved comfort and just being covered up. But a lot of this has to do with just, you know, just comfort and I have a little social anxiety. I'm trying to break out of it, but it just comes from just wanting to feel comfortable and just comfort and all that stuff. And it's inspired by Dada and stuff, you know, just avant-garde. I just love avant-garde art stuff. It's not really deep. I just like what I like. So I just try to put myself in it and embrace it and use it in my playing and writing and just my everyday life. So it's really just a casual thing, man. I just know what I like, so I just go for it. You know?
Dude, I am all for that, and I really appreciate your time, and just glad that we're able to share the space and time.
I appreciate it.
Hell, man.
Thank you, bro.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you, man.
See you guys next time.
Thank you.